pair of storied rivals meet for a latest edition. It's in the state championship match. Puna the ILH champ. Iolani, runners-up from the league. The Buff and Blue and Raiders. For all the marbles, it's the Division I state championship match. How's it going, everybody? We welcome you back out to the Waipio Peninsula Soccer Complex. Puna and Iolani on the biggest of stages for the Division I Boys State Soccer Crown here at the Queens Medical Center State Tournament. Both teams going through tough semifinals. A night ago, Puna going to the very distance, going into a penalty shootout against Iolani. An early goal from Dom Gussman got things started. Then Johnny Dodge late in the first half gave Puna a 2-0 advantage going into the second half. Iolani found two second-half goals, scoreless through golden goal extra time, and then it was Michael Williams cartwheel and all to celebrate the finishing touches as they won that penalty shootout 5-3 over Iolani. Iolani drilled it 1-0 at halftime, and then a 10-minute stretch that saw the Raiders punch through 3 goals. Lincoln Oishi twice, both off of set pieces. And then a late goal from Wailua Emmanuel that provided eventually the game winner in a 3-2 victory over Kapolei. And so that's how we get to this point. Jordan Haley, Brent Murakami back upstairs with you. And Brent, these two teams so familiar with each other, but when they meet for a state final, a little something different.
Yeah, they played, this will be their 4th meeting, and no game matters except for tonight. Iolani is winless in those 3 previous games. It can take this one game and they can hoist the trophy at the end of the night.
2 Puna wins and a draw in those 3 meetings that came during the ILH season. As you break it down, you mentioned 4 times that they will have now met. How does that change things when you are so familiar with an opponent, so familiar with the pieces, how they want to play stylistically, and this time, of course, the last be-all, end-all?
Yeah, it's going to be very different because they've played 3 consecutive nights and players are, injured a little bit. Players have gone the distance, and so this will be a game like no other.
And it's going to be really interesting to see the availability of some of these key pieces for both teams, the attrition, the health, the level of fitness for both of these teams. We'll meet the starters when we return out to Waipio. It's the Buff and Blue and Raiders, the old rivals, set to meet one more time here to decide a state champion.
This Spectrum Network's presentation is sponsored by Zippies, your Hawaii Honda dealers, Chopo, the State of Hawaii Police Officers Union, and Jack in the Box.
Welcome to Waipio Peninsula Soccer Stadium for the 2019 Queens Medical Center Division I Boys State Soccer Tournament Championship game featuring the Puna Buff and Blue and the Iolani Raiders. Let's meet the starters. First, for the Buff and Blue, number 4, Kobe Saito. Number 6, Raiden Daijo. Number 7, Evan Kobashigawa. Number 9, Liam Nickel Shipley. Number 10, Max Munier. Number 19, Matthew Fairfax. Number 20, Micah Williams. Number 21, Dane Mizuno. Number 24, Johnny Dodge. Number 31, Kaeo Wong Busarakum. And the keeper for the Buff and Blue, number 1, Nicholas Shore. Head coach for Punahou, David Trifonovich. And for the Iolani Raiders, number 3, Lincoln Oishi. Number 4, Brendan Park. Number 5, Ryuya Sakido. Number 7, Jaron. Number 9, Jonah Kawamura. Number 10, Frederick Mariels. Number 14, Branson Suzuki. Number 19, Will Learheimer. Number 24, Makana Sima Franca. And the keeper for the Raiders, Isaac Tanaka. Head coach for the Iolani Raiders, Chris Lee. Your officials for tonight's game in the center, Brandon Rivera. Assistant referees are Cassidy Dixon and Mike Hanna. Our fourth official is Paul Soriano.
You heard the Zippies starting lineups, brought to you by our public address announcer here at the Waipio Peninsula Soccer Stadium, Mr. Mike Machado. And our officials, as always, brought to you by Shopo Hawaii State Police Officers Union. Puna still got the warm-up jackets on. It's a little cold here tonight. Could make for ideal conditions. Nice and cool out there, a little breezy. We'll see how that factors in as we look at our new seed and Nissan players to watch in this contest. First up for Punahou, Michael Williams, who slides over to the wing. Some missing pieces for Punahou. We'll get through that as the match goes on, but Michael Williams going to really have to step up tonight, Brent.
Yeah, senior captain, and he was kept pretty quiet last night. He's got 8 goals, their leading goal scorer. Didn't really have a clean shot on goal tonight. Did clinch the penalty kick shootout for them, but if they want to succeed tonight, he's going to need to take some shots and score some goals.
And on the other end for Iolani, they go with a youngster in goal. Isaac Tanaka has been terrific all season long. He was big time yesterday against Kapolei, keeping Iolani in the match. Down a goal, sort of kept that at just a 1-goal deficit. Then the offensive explosion, if you will, in the mid-portion of the second half for the Raiders as they win it 3-2 over Kapolei to advance. But he is a key part of this defense.
Yeah, exactly. He was peppered all night long by Kapolei, and he's probably going to be peppered again against Punahou, wanting to test just a freshman. He's going to have to play not like a freshman tonight, just like he did last night.
Iolani and Punahou, 4th time this season. What are the keys to round 4, if you will, here, Brent, in the state title match?
A little bit different here for Punahou. It's the next man up mentality. We've got a couple of players maybe injured here or not being able to get the same amount of minutes. So it's going to be who's going to step up. They've gone the distance against Mililani in the penalty kicks last night. As far as Iolani, it's about being themselves. It's not about what the other team gives them. It's about exerting their energy onto the buff and blue tonight.
And, of course, both teams a little short-handed, right? Elijah Brown broke his arm in the quarterfinal win for Iolani against Hawaii Prep. Where it is, went through surgery, went well. We're hoping to have him in attendance tonight, really motivating the Raiders. And Punahou, from our understanding, without center back, trading Uder Nakasone, an all-state caliber center back who was huge yesterday against Mililani, came off late. We believe he is unavailable. They start Kaeo, Longbusaricum in the center of defense alongside Kobe Saito. Dom Glusman, one of the goal scorers yesterday, also his availability in question. So it's a battle of attrition as we get late into these tournaments. Iolani, their 4th match in 6 days. Both teams 3 consecutive here, Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday on championship night at the state championships. Iolani in there all reds, Punahou in there all whites. Crowd continues to build here in Waipio. Expect a pretty rocking atmosphere in this D1 title tilt. Early whistle. Chance for Jacob Lee to restart things. He and Lincoln Oishi, that center back pairing has been vital for Iolani in their run here to the final. Stepping up is Longbusaricum here. The junior. Matt Fairfax gets the start at 4. They spray one out wide. Michael Williams running on to it. Marked by Suzuki. Something building perhaps for Punahou here early on. Dispossessed, finding it in midfield. They just sprays Mounier trying to free up Fairfax, trying to turn on to it, still with it. Matt Fairfax! Shot deflected. Lincoln Oishi. Oh, actually off the side of the boot, that was Lee defending. And so it'll be a goal kick. Fairfax had a pretty nice opportunity there, couldn't find it on the first touch.
Yeah. For the buff and blue with Fairfax starting up top as their point. They're setting up in that 4-5-1 with Williams and Shipley. out wide, and it'll be a different dynamic for them. They've got speed on both flanks, and Fairfax are just a big target up top looking to lay balls off.
And typically with Gussman in the lineup, you would see him start out on the wing with Williams up as that forward. Evan Kobashigawa, big time performer yesterday in the semifinal win over Iolani. Again, Punahou defeating the Trojans in penalties. Iolani advancing with a 3-2 victory over Kapolei. Long Busaricum's going to have to chase this one down. He'll play it back to Nick Shore, the senior goalkeeper for Punahou, first year starting. Saito will play it up. Stepping in is Lee. Gonna find it in the midfield. They lay it off to Fairfax. Liam Shipley. They'll cut middle. Knocked away. Shipley still central. Found Mizuno. Now Mounier. Here's Shipley. Nice turn. Looking to provide the cross in. It's deflected by Oishi, and they're going to say, I believe he handled it. Looked like he was trying to just provide a little self-preservation as that was heading up toward his face. But they're going to give a free kick in a pretty advantageous situation here. Would have been a corner kick regardless. But they whistle Oishi for the handball, and a bit more of a favorable angle for Johnny Dodge, the lefty, to maybe whip one near post, or could it be Mounier perhaps? Looking to play it back post.
We did see Johnny Dodge yesterday against Iolani. Kind of hit a cross in that, ended up finding the back of the net.
Johnny Dodge does go near post. It's headed away. Dangerous ball there, was cleared off the line. Mounier tracking back. Ian Dodge going to be critical, particularly with Punahou a little short-handed out on the wings. Park just boots it up the pitch. I'm sure we'll play it with the feet.
And a little bit better rhythm for the Buff and Blue tonight than the night against Iolani, although they have a little bit more of the run and play against Iolani in the first half. Here, the Buff and Blue are looking to settle in a bit more, and spread that field out, play through their outside backs, play through their center backs, go back to their goalkeeper if they have to.
It's going to be out for an Iolani throw. Freddie Morels, honorable mention ILH last year. Trying to find the ball in the midfield. Long throw looking for Kawamura. Saito comes to clean it up. And Morels heavy on the first touch. It was early pressure from Punahou yesterday afternoon in the first semifinal that paid off. 9th minute goal for the Buff and Blue from Dom Gussman. Got them out to an early advantage. Dodge comes to play it with his head. Jared Simone stepping in front of Shipley to win it for Iolani. But given right back to the Buff and Blue. Here's Kobashigawa. He'll reset things. Go back to Shore. These two teams have dominated the state tournament over the 45-year history of this event. Now into the 46th year. Punahou looking for their 21st state title. Iolani looking for title number 10. Basically won 29 of the 45 state tournaments coming into this year.
And quite a bit of players on the Buff and Blue end that were in the 2017 championship match.
Shipley calling for it. The long switch. Tanaka quickly there to cut off the angle. Saw Tanaka doing that a lot last night against a sim. And Tanaka, a lot of times, really have to come off of his line. Quick young freshman.
And we've seen that in this tournament where the goalkeepers have played a big role in cutting out some of those longer services.
Simafranca looking for Kawamura, a little too direct. There's another instance, Shore reading it well. Two really good goalkeepers sort of on the opposite ends of their career. Nick Shore, the senior for Punahou. Simone had a track under him, is able to find Park. Now back to Jacob Lee. Ria Sakito, he stepped into a starting role after Brown went down in the quarterfinals. Fairfax, first touch ran away from him. He's able to bother Morels. Now Mounier, a little chip. Kobashigawa. Excellent job by Kobashigawa tracking back, but Simone. And be sure to show your support for Hawaii's law enforcement community. Shopo Hawaii State Police Officers Union. Located on Hoy Street in Kalihi. Proceeds benefiting their officers and families statewide. Iolani has been very, very efficient on these set pieces, Brent, all tournament long.
Yeah, and that's where, and they've scored on them early in the game. First real opportunity for the Raiders. Probably in a difficult position to score on the initial kick or the initial service, but looking for the knockdown.
So played toward the back post, trying to get it to hang up in the wind. Sure-handed, went up high for that one. And the quick throw to spring the counter. Kobashigawa finds Shipley. Williams left all alone on the far side. He'll wait for it. Now attack, put it on the right foot. Tanaka did well off the short hop. But Punahou quickly, you can see how fast they can transition.
Iolani got caught on a little bit of a counter there, not accounting for all three of the front runners. Shipley finds Michael Williams on the far side, but Tanaka does well to get his body behind it. Some of those shots like that, it's just about being sure-handed.
It's a good flick by Sakito to try and free up Kawamura, but got a little too far. So Kobe Saito, without his usual center back partner. Punahou a lot of confidence in Ka'eo Mangbusarikam. Slides in there. Saito, one of the captains of this Punahou squad, the senior. On his way to Chapman University, Orange, California.
Two different types of ways that they attack. They're playing. Punahou's playing a little bit more like Coach Trivanovic wants to call it a 4-5-1. Really more like a 4-3-3, the way the players set up. And so they have more channels to attack out of those three front runners. As far as Iolani, they're looking for more of a traditional 4-5-1 and hitting the target of Kawamura up top. And so they're going to hit his feet and look for him to knock the ball back into the midfielders.
Kawamura opted to bypass, laying it off to the midfield, a little turn. Got some pretty good pace behind that one, but from distance, really never bothered Shore.
A good little creation of opportunity in space that Kawamura takes advantage of. And struck well.
And Kawamura has been tireless working up top as sort of that lone target. In for Iolani, Micah Kimbustios, the sophomore, and the freshman, Zach Gaorian. Gaorian was pretty impressive really all season long, and particularly yesterday against Kapolei with all of their talented midfielders, right? The Wren brothers, Kaviki Keli'i. Gaorian did not look out of place as a freshman.
As well, the ball falls to his feet, and he knows what.
There's a nice little combination. Back heel from Kawamura to Gaorian, over to Park. now along the right side to Kim. And a Iolani throw. Iolani scored on a look very similar to this. Lincoln Oishi will come forward. Simone will trot to the opposite side of the field to take the long throw. Simone, the pacey winger, very good on these long throws, and Oishi has 5 goals to lead all scorers in the tournament. Most of them coming on similar situations like this. Here's the throw. Finds Oishi. It's skimmed just by him. Cleared away. And it'll be another opportunity for Simone to line one up.
And
it looked like another vintage opportunity for Lincoln Oishi.
And he gets right under that ball. Doesn't really get a head on it. I think he overruns it, but a good throw again by Simone.
Really found its way all the way to the back post. Shipley just clearing it away. Here's Simone again. A punch, not out of danger. Morels runs it down. Left-footed service.
Oh, good ball.
Hanging on the back post. Shore got to the second ball. Oh, Iolani applying the pressure.
Freddie Morel's just trying to keep that ball alive. Dumping it back in, and Nicholas Shore does well to read it. Pick that ball off.
Just inches away from Park getting on the end of that cross. Here's Williams. Iolani converges, and they're able to pick out Kawamura. Gonna hold things up. As go Orient. The freshman. They'll pick out Branson Suzuki, the right back. And now Suzuki looking to play directly for Kawamura. Mizuno comes back. Shore will step through. Fairfax. He and Oishi bumping shoulders, and Fairfax, I think his argument edged. Happened to be 6'5".
Yeah, Oishi just loves winning balls with his head. Trying to get around Fairfax, big body. It's really not a whole lot there. Oishi just trying to get around.
Lee will take this one. Oishi will opt to stay back. Well, and Lee played it right to him. Simone trying to run off the shoulder of Kobashigawa. And Evan just plays it out. Jaron Simone, libero with the volleyball team. Long throw, a little flick from Park. Nobody running on to it. Simone, really good libero as well. Averaged over 4 digs per set last year for Iolani, making the state semifinals once again. Williams trying to find a channel to slot in Shipley that time, with Fairfax lurking as well. Kawamura, smart little touch, turn the throw in. In the 4th meeting this year, these two teams met all the way back on December 11th in the ILH opener. It's a 1-0 victory for Puna. Simone throws to the front post. This one skims along. Second header not clear. Ball falls to the feet of Morels. Couldn't cleanly strike that one. And again, Puna hasn't really been able to cleanly handle some of these long throws. And that, quite frankly, has been the great recipe for Iolani. Just some of those garbage opportunities. As you were pointing out, really not directly off of those balls in or directly off of the throw-ins, but second, third ball that sort of falls to their feet. Or we saw Oishi yesterday, right? The half falling down sort of over his shoulder.
It's all about keeping the ball alive, giving yourself a chance. But ever since Oishi fell to the ground, getting around Fairfax, has kind of been either limping or something's wrong with his hand. I think he ran over to check in with the coaching staff there, but he is sticking it out now. He's taking a knee. He keeps looking at his hand.
Yeah, Oishi's going to have to come off. Iolani will bring on Will Learheimer once again. And Learheimer usually operates in the midfield, maybe drop it field, maybe drop it back. Pairing up with Jacob Lee. Punahou going to bring on Jacob Moore as well as Dom Gussman. Gussman availability was in question to start this match. They were going to see how he felt during warm-ups. Here's one that gets all the way to the back post. Simone couldn't get around on it. Glances wide.
And they decide to play a little bit of a short pass first and then a longer cross from Jacob Lee. And Simone's looking for a volley to the far post. A good service.
Iolani has been dangerous. You could say outside of a couple of opportunities, one from Williams, one from Fairfax, probably more dangerous than Punahou here through the first 17 minutes plus.
And all of them kind of originating from set pieces. Not much of the run of play for Iolani as far as creating the attack and opportunities, but the set pieces have been very dangerous.
Kobashigawa will take this throw in. Gussman looking for it in the corner. They find his feet. Gussman. Defended well by Simone. No whistle. Booted away by Simafranca. Dorian able to intervene. As Kawamura. Little turn with the outside of foot to Park. Now Kim gives chase, and Saito just calmly puts that one out of play, but it will allow Simone to go take this long throw, and it may allow Lincoln Oishi to check back in. Got the wrist taped, and he waits at midfield to sub back on.
And remember, Jordan, Punahou got scored on 2 set pieces from Iolani yesterday, so the Raiders are thinking, let's keep challenging the buff and blue, force them to be solid on these set pieces.
Oishi wasn't able to check in, but Simone was successful in finding Park. But as Park played that ball back toward goal, one of the Raiders offside. Fairfax checks back. Now he'll pick up Long Busaricum. Kobashigawa. Picks out Fairfax, lays it back for Dodge. Punahou finding a little comfort here. This ball sprayed out wide, looking for Gussman. Gussman drags it back. Step over the cross, looking for Fairfax's head, skims off of him. Williams keeps it in. Williams poked away by Suzuki, but out for a corner. Promising build-up there for the Buff and Blue.
And here's a chance for the Buff and Blue to challenge Tanaka here on a set piece. Tanaka's not a big goalkeeper, and he's going to have to be big here. Surprisingly, Fairfax is on the back post instead of sitting on Tanaka or right in front of Tanaka.
Mounier to play it in. Got all the way through, skipped up over the head of Dodge. And Gussman, this one played back in. Tanaka spills it, Park clears. And stabbed out of danger by Morels. Punahou threatening now the last 2-3 minutes. Moore wanted to go out wide for Kobashigawa. The right back getting forward. Settles, crosses, and gets a corner out of it.
Tanaka trying to get his hands underneath that ball. He's not able to go through it, and instead knocks it down. Luckily, just Raiders in the way for them to clear it away.
Shipley comes back on, but it also allows Oishi to sub back in. He'll help defend. Dodge the service. Looking back post. That one out of play.
Set pieces, got to give your team an opportunity, a chance. You've earned those.
Than he typically does. It's a little earlier reprieve here in the first half, midway through 22nd minute as Wailoa Manuel comes on. Manuel, the goal in the 67th minute against Kapolei last night in the semifinal victory, ended up proving to be the decisive goal, put them up 3-1 at the time. Kapolei was able to poach a late one, but not enough down the stretch as it was a 3-2 victory for Iolani.
Yeah, Manuel did well to finish his opportunity. He just had gotten subbed on. It was a good pass from Simon. Remember cutting that ball across the play, and a good far post finish. See if he can do the same here.
Oishi will boot this one forward. Right on top of the 12, and Shore, strong, went up and over Simon. Went up and over Kobashigawa as well, his teammate. Kobashigawa will be checked on, but will play on. Good crowd on hand here in Waipio. Williams back toward goal, plays Mounier, lets it run. Gusman calls for it. 1v2, pushes down the line and overcomes Oishi. Looking to let it run. Well defended that time by Iolani.
I think Kobashigawa is going to be checked on from the center. Still kind of holding his head a little bit.
Now check on Kobashigawa. Of course, anytime any hint of potential head injury, they'll make sure. That out of play off the goal kick. And here is Kobashigawa. And Kobashigawa, the senior. He's broken his collarbone twice in the last year. That was one of those things, right? You break it once and liable to have it happen again. Sima Franca up high for the header, but into the path of Dodge. Bothered by Gaorian, and now Park emerges out of the pack with it. Morels looking to go wide. And Kim, a bit of bother Saito. So we see Trayson Santos out there at left back. He and Raiden Daijo kind of splitting time out there. Saw Daijo a little bit at winger yesterday as well. Pretty dynamic player. Both he and Kobashigawa at outside back and provide some width. Some added numbers into attack. Another long throw-in opportunity. Looking near post. That falls. Gaorian couldn't find its way through. There's too many bodies in front of goal for Punahou, and the Buff and Blue stand strong.
The best attack for the Buff and Blue have been on counterattacks when the Raiders send players forward.
Physicality picking up a little bit, and I want to say it was Punahou who maybe a little too much there, and Iolani another opportunity on this restart.
A very similar spot last night. I think Kim Bustios was on this service where Oishi finished, and this was their equalizing goal against Kapolei.
Simon stands over this one. Manuel, Park, Oishi, Lee, all standing right about the 12. They go near post, header away. Canal booed up. Well, Suzuki needed to get that one right with Williams all over him. The clearance though only as far as Gusman. Space for Don. He opts to go right for more. Tees it up. Oh, what a job tracking back by Suzuki.
Suzuki.
Oh, it looked like Moore had that set up on a platter by Gusman, but he took the touch to settle and just couldn't get off the shot.
Moore's there setting his shot up there and the ball as well.
And Dodge has been cautioned. So he gets a yellow card here on a play that, well, Puna earned a corner on. He was going to go take it, but he has to come off. Not sure if he was cautioned for dissent or what that was.
I would think it would be something, you know, away from the ball, maybe something said to the referee there. There's no penalty. We still have a corner.
So here's more. High ball in. Cleared away by Park. More back to it. Kobashigawa. And it caught him between two minds there. Not sure if he wanted to have a goal and put it on frame or play it back in.
But again here, Moore had an opportunity, a chance, about 10 yards away, looking for that far post. That stemmed off of a set piece again, you know, and so the Raiders, they're committing players forward, trying to take their chance. They do need to be aware of that counter, and Punahou has been doing a very good job of trying to attack very quickly on some of those set pieces.
Good touch by Gaorian to get it over to Park. Equipment Rentals is proud to support high school athletics as Hawaii's premier supplier of aerial lift equipment and forklifts, including tonight's game. NE will take your work to new heights. Kaliko in jacket. I was going to feel real bad if we had jackets on in here and he was still going just shirt. Kaliko braving the elements out there. This ball finds its way all the way through to James Fujita, who has come on for Punahou. Fujita, the sophomore, came on later in yesterday's semifinal. We saw quite a bit of the Punahou depth, in large part out of necessity, trying to keep the legs fresh as that one went all the way 100 minutes and then into penalties. Punahou defeating Iolani. Dodge comes back on after he was cautioned a couple minutes ago. We hit the 30th minute. Again, 40 minutes will take us to halftime here at the high school level. The Division I state championship match. The Queens Medical Center state tournament. Kapa'a, the winners in Division II, and will take home the D1 Koa Trophy. Dodge upended. Punahou faithful starting to find their voice. Well, it's a rivalry match for the state title. What more would you expect?
Yeah, Kawamura comes tracking. Actually was not Kawamura there. It's Kito.
Punahou will opt to build. Long ball. Mizuno couldn't get to it. Gaorian. Nice little ball over to Kawamura. Now back in Suzuki. They boot it forward and trying to get the Raiders to push their back line up a little bit here. Kim now on the left. Working against Kobashigawa. To lay it back into the center of midfield. Mizuno tackling it away. Mentioned the first meeting of the year. Punahou 1-0. Back in December. Stepping through. Busaricum. Now he's got Gussman. Fujita making a run. Luishi, not a clean clearance. Fujita with it. Now he loses. Simafranca picks out Park. Wanted to turn, didn't quite have the space to do so. Dodge away. Now Shipley onside. Finds it in the corner, working against Suzuki. Shipley got free, but his cross couldn't steer it back. Still no score here, 32nd minute. The second meeting of the year, January 19th, there was a 2-2 draw. Match, Iolani actually led 2-0. Led it 2-0 all the way to the 73rd minute. Late goals for Punahou by Matt Fairfax and Michael Williams. Both coming after the 73rd minute. A draw there, and then these two teams met in an ILH playoff. Punahou winning that one 4-1. So you figure through the window.
That's right. It's really not the same thing here. You know, players that have tired legs. You know, players that teams that are not playing with their full rosters. You know, and it's for a state title. It's not just a regular RLH game. It's not for who's got the seated berth. And Iolani has had the, maybe if you say a tougher road, they've had to play on that Monday, play Kaiser, and then turned around, had to beat the defending state champion in Hawaii Prep. And then in the semifinals yesterday, the #1 OIA team threw Kapolei in, looking to take down the #1 RLH team. Punahou had no easy route as well, and they went the distance. They went the distance against Mililani, winning in penalty kicks.
A pretty tough one against Kalani as well in the quarterfinal round. That one 2-1, and here is a look at the brackets. You pointed it out, Brent. Iolani having to win the extra match. The first round took place on Monday. Punahou coming out of the bottom of the bracket, 2-1 over Kalani, 3-2 via the penalty shootout over Mililani. Look at the Queens Medical Center Division I state brackets. Again, it was Kapa'a in Division II, 1-0 to win their 3rd state championship. The victors over St. Louis. The ILH will get 1 title tonight. They'll be heading back to Punahou. Will the Raiders take home title number 10? Nice job stepping in by Moore, but Punahou couldn't get to that second ball. Now Sekito outside of the foot. It falls to Gaorian. Oh, he wanted to go back to Kawamura. Lays off for Sekito. Laid it across the 6. A couple of guys providing support out of the midfield. Park, one of them. Shore saw it calmly out of play.
A couple of flashy moments there for the Raiders.
And for Iolani, yesterday we know they put in the 3 goals. It really came in a 10-minute stretch, 2 of them coming off of set pieces. The 3rd goal was a nice combination play with Manuel, but through the first 34+ minutes, you could say that the combination play has been better in this stretch than all of yesterday, even though they were able to put in 3 against Kapolei.
Yeah, you know, I think they feel comfortable playing against each other. So they know exactly what each other are going to bring, what each other are going to give to the other team, and they're trying to pick their spots. Really seeing a lot of those across the field services from Punahou. That's worked maybe the best for them.
Buff and Blue trying to pick out Williams there. He just couldn't quite get the shoulders turned around. Fairfax back in. Now Simone. Back to Shore. 35 minutes in. 5 minutes plus any added time. Then we get to the midway point. So either team maybe have a little late surge. Suzuki spin and clear. Now Simone trying to touch himself into space. Working against Kobashigawa. Kobashigawa couldn't win it, and this is a corner. Good individual that time between the 2 number 7s.
Yeah, Kobashigawa just trying to do anything there to not allow Simone to get a service. But here, the Raiders sending almost everybody up. They've got 2 players sitting back against Williams.
Looking back post up high. Shore able to get to that second ball. Brendan Park has been pretty dangerous. And these balls played in. Shore will play it off the deck. Fairfax really didn't have a chance to get all the way back up. So uncontested. Iolani. Here's Gaorian. He's able to find Kawamura. 3 converge on him. More out of the pack. Gaorian back with it. Touches.
Yes.
Clinical.
He's constantly looking around, you know, even when he's off the ball, so he knows exactly what to do when the ball comes to him.
Well, two guys get upended, and we play on. Down is Santos. Iolani pushing the other way. Puna does well to get numbers behind the ball. And now another foul, and this will go against Iolani back in the Puna penalty area. Things getting a little ragged here late in the first half. You had Lee checking on Santos there. These guys all know each other very, very well. But it got pretty disjointed in that last sequence. As Kawamura went over the top of Santos, may have clipped him with the boot. Definitely nothing malicious, but the way the body spun around. I believe Kawamura was shown a yellow card there. And I would imagine for that contact, or was it later on in the play?
I think it was later on in the play. I think might have been on the second incident in the penalty area where Nick Shore reset the ball. You know, I think a foul was called in that area.
So Kawamura will have to come off momentarily. Manuel's going to run into Basaricum there. We'll see if we get maybe some quicker whistles here as seen a few more challenges. Basaricum showing some courage there, standing firm as Manuel came barreling down.
I wouldn't be surprised if the next foul in this half is showed a yellow card. Just calm things down for the center referee. Kind of the fans adding a lot to this atmosphere. Gotta love it as a player on that field. You know, their schools, their fans yelling after every single play.
Moore working against Gaorian. Stepping forward, Morels. Gonna roll that one back over to Simone. Shouts for a handball. Puna comes away with it though. Gussman, he'll cut middle. Trying to pick out Williams on the back post. Suzuki up high to head it away. Munier now is going to slow things down. Work with Daijo. And we'll heel back to Dodge. Still on his run. And look out wide for Williams. Williams gets free. Wanted to chip one in the direction of Fairfax. Now Manuel basically operating solo up there. Iolani trying to get some numbers forward. If nothing else, Manuel slowed things down a bit. Forced Punahou to go back through Shore. We hit first half stoppage time. About half a minute past the 40. Munier. Moore. Out for Gussman. Good ball. Gussman. Second defender comes. Oishi sliding in. Timed it well. And now Kobashi Gawa somehow steered that in the direction of Fairfax. Gussman cuts through two. And now it's Park who comes over to tackle it away.
And Gussman loves this right side of the field. Going to that goal, he scored 2 goals there in the last 2 games.
Loves to cut in on that left foot. Yeah, our BTW brought to you by IBEW. Same year, Father Kenneth Bray became athletic director at Iolani. Punahou's Buster Crabbe won the 400-meter freestyle in the Los Angeles Olympics. We're going way back on the BTW. This one played in. Cleared off the front post. Daijo, sturdy, clever turn there, gets free again. Oh boy, Gusman is making some headway. Oishi and Park thrice in the last minute and a half have had to come over.
Just that energy that Gusman brings onto the field. He did not start, stepped onto the field a couple of times already.
Gusman takes it quick. Cleared away. Boy, it looked like it was bound for Fairfax. And that will be the final kick of the half. Oh, it got frantic there over the last 5 or so. But at the end of 40, each team kept off the board, and it's zeros. See, as we hit halftime of the Division I Boys Championship match here at the Queens Medical Center. Boys State Soccer title. Midway through the Division I championship match here at the Queens Medical Center Boys State Soccer Tournament, and zeros on the board. But it wasn't for a lack of opportunities between Puna and Iolani, these two longtime combatants meeting for a state title here in 2019. Jordan Heather, Brent Murakami back with you. And Brent, this half saw quite a bit of action. Both teams some opportunities, some chances created, but neither could find the back of the net.
Yeah, the last-second tackles, the last-second headers, and both goalkeepers being able to come up pretty big throughout this first half, but scoreless.
And for Iolani, saw some of the Puna action there for the Raiders. Sort of in the middle portion of that half. Really started to make some headway, but like the Buff and Blue, they could not quite find that true chance to get on the board.
Yeah, and most of Iolani's opportunities were coming off the set pieces.
Some emergency defending both ways, if you will, as you pointed out, Brent. And as we sort of assess this thing 40 minutes in, maybe as expected in how tight it is, but it's been pretty wide open. And it got a little ragged, though, at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Puna kind of had the flow of things for the first 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then Iolani had just a plethora of set pieces in the middle part of that first half. And then Puna started to find some opportunities as Gusman came on at the end of the first half.
Yeah, he was a big boost. Again, his availability was a little questionable coming into the match. Didn't start, but provided a huge addition. You see any other changes coming for both of these teams? Some adjustments in the second half?
I think for Puna, they're going to look to slow down the pace a little bit more and try and see if their 3 front runners can get higher up the field and play 3 versus 4, and they'll take their chances there versus having to rush very quickly.
Going to be interesting to see what develops over the final 40 minutes, maybe even a little bit more. We'll look at the numbers when we return. Stats coming your way. Halftime here at the D1 state title match. 0-0 here at halftime of the Division I state championship game. Puna and Iolani. Chances created in that opening half, but neither team finding the back of the net, even on possession as we look at the halftime stats. As always, served up by Pizza Hut. Anything stand out there to you, Brent?
The shots for Iolani, Nick Shore did have to be pretty sure of himself in the first half. He was getting challenged in a span of 5 or 6 minutes at times, but possession, definitely 50-50. You know, I think Iolani had that middle portion of it and Puna had the beginning and the end.
We'll see who comes out a little stronger to start the second half, and we'll get that second half kicked off when we return out to YPO. Puna, Iolani, 40 minutes to decide the state champ.
Network's presentation is sponsored by New City Nissan, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell.
Moments away from the start of the second half here from the YPO Peninsula Soccer Complex. Puna 0. 40 minutes in. The wind has not been nearly as strong, I think, as a lot of people anticipated, myself included. It has been a cool night, breezy for sure. We haven't seen those strong, consistent gusts. It's been a pretty ideal night for a championship match. Two programs that have been so successful. Puna looking for their 21st state title. Looking for their first since going back-to-back in 2016 and 17. Iolani looking for their 10th overall in tournament history. Looking for their first since 2014. These two teams have combined for 29 of the 45 state titles and basically 6 of the last 10. It will break through in 2019. Pretty frantic end to the opening half. We'll see how the second half plays out.
And the Buff and Blue have gone back with Williams being the point player
to start this second half. Fairfax got the start to begin the match. Simone, deep throw. Did that take a deflection? Take a deflection? No, just out as Morel's trying to one time. That one on frame. Here's Daijo. Mounier with a little first time flick out wide for Shipley. It's going to be a Punahou throw.
The center referee looking at the AR. AR's kind of signaling it's Iolani ball, and referee's signaling Punahou. Decides to go with Punahou.
This throw surely to Iolani. Early moments here in the second half. Johnny Dodge sitting on a yellow card here. He starts once again in the center of midfield. Jacob Moore also begins this second half. We saw him come off the bench in the first 40. Tryson Santos also begins the second half. So some changes for Coach Trifanovic. Plays it over to Williams. His header a little wide. Tanaka looked like he had it covered. All of a sudden, a little different look. Williams a little more pacey up top. Able to get to this one. Just couldn't steer it on frame. So you got Santos at right back. Shipley put the brakes on, got to it, wanted Williams. Now Kawamura himself sitting on a yellow, working against Busaricum. Stood up. Nice defending that time by Kayowang Busaricum. We saw Evan Kobashigawa maybe a little dinged up in the first half and not out there to start the second. It's Santos at right back.
He got that, took that knock to the head, and then kind of that sliding tackle at the end of the half.
And it is Gusman on that right wing for Punahou. Looking pretty fit, considering he was questionable to start this match and did not come on until maybe quarter of an hour in. But when he did, things picked up for the Buff and Blue. Zach Gaori, an early substitution for Iolani in midfield.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick substitution. Not sure if the coaching staff saw something. Maybe looking at what Punahou, what kind of adjustments they made, and maybe Gaori fits a bit better there.
Shipley wanted to play that long diagonal ball. There's a pass back to Shore. And he got there before Kawamura could pounce. Suzuki to it, pick out Shipley, now Williams. Back to Shipley. Well done by Jacob Lee. Jacob Lee, honorable mention All-League a year ago. It's going to find its way all the way back to Saito. Saito trying to pick out the head of Mounier. That one skips all the way through. Gussman came all the way over, and he'll win a corner. I may have paid a little price. Boy, Gussman came flying out of nowhere to get to that ball.
Then maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there from Tanaka and Oishi, both thinking the other's going to get it. Oishi does kind of a last-second tackle to get it out of bounds.
Mounier to take the corner. Headed away only to Shipley. He'll lay it back. Now Dodge on the left foot. Took a deflection. Cleared out. Daijo gonna pull things back. Lay it to Wangbu-Sarikam. Circles back into defense. He was up there on the corner kick. Now Dodge. Saito to Daijo. Stepping in was Suzuki. So last touched by Puna. Some early opportunities here created by Puna with Williams back central. Maybe a little more dynamic for the Buff and Blue.
You're just adding just a bit more speed. Fairfax is the bigger body, more of a point, strong player.
Kawamura laid it back to the top of the 18, but Iolani could not find that second runner in. Park up high, muscled off by Wangbu-Sarikam, and then Santos gets it out of danger.
But Williams just adds a little bit more of that pace, that speed, just scrappy, finding some of those balls that drop in, some of those headers that the Raiders win on the back line.
Simone once again. Iolani has threatened off these long throws. Looking for Park near post. Out comes Shore. Strong. Well done by the Punahou keeper. Nick Shore, who played in a state championship game a couple of years ago, had to come on for With Allen 2 years ago, I should say, and that win for Punahou after With Allen hurt his eye. Nick Shore, a ton of experience. Club team winning Surf Cup last summer. He's taking part in the ODP into regionals. Mounier. Out wide to Gussman. Williams will hold things up. Working against Lee. Defended well. And find an outlet in Santos. Here's Kim Bustillos. Back to Suzuki. Wangbu-Sarikam strong, winning that one in the air. It's bothered by Kawamura. Now Gussman. Santos standing over it, dancing a little bit, and then the giveaway. Kawamura couldn't steer it a little further down into the corner.
Yeah, Santos looked like he wanted to possess that ball a bit more, kind of anticipating that his center back would be there for him, but Kawamura's right there to intercept and put some pressure on the Buff and Blue.
This one will run out for a goal kick. Much like the first half, here through first 9 minutes or so of this second half. Both teams showing some flashes. It's been a very evenly played championship contest. Oishi was clipped. Shipley palms skyward. But the whistle came in.
Just waiting for that first opportunity from either team to really have a clean shot on goal and to test the other goalkeeper. The best one, Suzuki, one of the backline players for the Raiders. No one really has had a clean shot. The goalkeepers have had to come out for some of those corners and long throws. None of them having to really dive yet.
Suzuki trying to shield that one. Shipley pressuring him, so Suzuki had to play it back to Lee. And now Park battling with Shipley here.
It's probably gonna be a yellow card here.
Shipley a little displeased. He'll get a talking to. Here, our good friends over at New City Nissan, Hawaii's premier Nissan dealer and a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Visit them online at www.newcitynissan.com. New City Nissan in Kalihi. Another free kick near midfield. Lee will launch toward the area. Headed away. Santos. Now breaking out is Gussman. Wanted Williams, who opted to let it run. Not sure who Gussman was trying to pick out there, whether it was Williams or Shipley. A little further wide. Now Puna gives it away in midfield.
Again a counterattack from Punahou.
Dodge trying to settle. Park wins it, plays it back to Lee. Now it skips back up ahead. Here's Williams. Williams checked by Lee. Gonna cross it in. But it's deflected, and now Oishi tripped up by Shipley. And surely it'll be a card. And Shipley has received a yellow.
Just the composure by Oishi to stand strong, win a ball there. And it looks like he's going to clear up the field, takes a little touch, and Shipley late to a tackle.
So Liam Nichols Shipley had the goal in the quarterfinal against Kalani. Triple jumper for the track team, but he will have to come off at least momentarily. On comes Fairfax. Williams will slot out wide. Mizuno back on. Mounier will get a break. Mizuno, the central midfielder. He'll find some involvement right away. His header over to Moore. Park challenging. Now put out a play by Iolani. Nigel trying to pick out Fairfax on the throw. It's an Iolani squad. Didn't quite get to their goal of winning the ILH. Coach Chris Lee, some of the leaders, Oishi saying, you know, hey, we've at least put ourselves into the state tournament, put ourselves into the position to play in these big games, right? They got to an ILH playoff, went Punahou's way 4-1 for the Buff and Blue just about 10 days ago. This one slotted back towards Kawamura. Excellent defending by Saito. Very calm. He's been terrific all night. The Buff and Blue opted to play a little more direct. Oishi putting it out of play with Gussman lurking.
That has worked for Punahou the most, is playing a little bit more direct in this half, just trying to pin the Raiders back and trying to ping the ball from, you know, one side of the field to the other. The Buff and Blue really have not used much of the center of midfield, neither has the Raiders.
Pretty crowded in that midfield. Both teams deploying those three central midfielders. Gussman's been terrific out wide, able to settle. You see the pace. Stands over it. Oishi comes over. Trying to slalom through he and Sima Franca. Iolani wins it. Now Ishii back out the other way. Tried to slide it over to Simone, making a run down the middle of the park.
Look at Williams on the back post here on our near side.
Daijo shown some good moments in this tournament getting forward. Couldn't quite reel that one in, and then out for an Iolani goal kick.
Yeah, Daijo coming forward, has a good left foot.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1186 is a proud supporter of high school athletics. Good luck to all the student athletes. And a big mahalo to all the coaches and other volunteers. Morels. Well, he caught Dodge right in the grill. Of course, they'll stop play immediately. Any potential head injury. Well, Johnny Dodge. Not much you can do about this.
Oh.
Dodge, a tough guy, the junior. Honorable mention all Hawaii a year ago. First team ILH. Sometimes the ball just kind of gets on you quick.
Did score the second goal yesterday against Iolani right before the first half ended. Ouch.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. Tanaka. Play it off the turf. Gussman able to find it. Ran out of width that time.
Both teams just, making sure they don't make a mistake. In a tight game like this, they may just take that one goal.
Of course, we saw a very tight one right in the Division II championship match, Kapa'a and St. Louis. Not much separation between the Warriors and Crusaders, but it was a penalty midway through the second half that proved to be the difference as the Warriors made that PK stand up, and Kapa'a claiming the D2 title for the third time in program history. The margin between these two has been razor thin all night, if at all. Dead even on the scoreboard.
And it's interesting, what's going on those benches as far as what the coaches are thinking. Are they just going to allow their players to do what they've been doing and hope they can get a goal out of it, or are they going to look to tweak just something, might give them that little extra edge, find that first goal?
Williams will cut it back. It's a man on the back post. It's defended well by Sima Franca, but Gussman gets to the second ball. Here's the ball played in. Fairfax couldn't steer it on frame.
Yeah,
excellent service in by Gussman.
It's the biggest target possible. And Fairfax just kind of under that ball versus running in, being able to get over it and knock it down. It's kind of standing in the air, just having to jump straight up. He's under the ball versus getting on top of it and driving it down.
Saito clears away. We've not seen Shipley since he went off after the yellow card 5 minutes ago. Dodge brought down. So with the buff and blue decide here. Got Fairfax the big target. Mounier's back on. He'll play it quick. Goes wide to Santos. Driven back post. Tanaka. Strong off his line. Freshman able to collect. Tanaka club teammates with his fellow freshman at Iolani, Gorian, who defends here against Dodge. Dodge turns well, splits two. Lays it off square to Mounier. Don't believe he saw Simone that time coming to defend. Tried to turn it. A little strong on the first touch.
Yeah, Kawamura needs to look to collect that ball. Look to play that ball back into his midfielders, and he can get farther up the field, maybe running towards goal. It's going to take a lot for him to spin 40 yards off of the end line.
Yeah, look at the Honda Dealers big board, upcoming action. A lot of basketball coming your way. On Monday, the OIA Division I semifinals, as well as the ILH postseason, or the ILH tournament, I should say, in Division I on Spectrum OC16, and the OIA championship games next week, Wednesday, Spectrum OC16. All leading us up to the state basketball tournament in a couple of weeks' time. Got the state wrestling championships as well, coming up in a couple of Thursdays on the Spectrum family of networks. Manuel's back in. They're going to run this one down. Hong Busaricum goes out to defend. Wailoa will lay it back. First time in. Goorian. Gonna play it off. Now back to Goorian. Shore. Able to pounce. A little imagination that time from Iolani.
A combination from Kawamura to Goorian, trying to slip right through.
And if Kawamura maybe plays that in front of Goorian instead of to his back shoulder, he may have had an opportunity to slot one in.
Yeah, because Nicholas Shore was coming out with some pace. He's looking for a little bit of a redirection.
Kawashigawa back on. Good to see him back out there, a little banged up in the first half. Mizuno uses Saito. Now Santos has come over to left back. Daijo getting a breather. Santos, diagonal ball wanted. Gussman. Tanaka had to come out quickly. Didn't want to take that on a short hop. Able to collect it in the air. High punt. Manuel out there. Moves Kawamura a little deeper. To the center of that midfield.
We used to see a lot of this from the Punahou teams in the 2016-2017 championship runs. Lots of that possession in the backfield, trying to just stretch teams. I haven't seen it too much in this state tournament.
Uishi and Kawamura making a run. He wanted to flick it. He's asking Manuel to continue his run in behind. Now Fairfax able to hold it up. Dodge out wide. Kobashigawa. Oishi read that well, stepped all the way up. A ball intended for Gussman. So Shipley will come on. Gussman will head off. Shipley will patrol the right side. Verity Noe has come on for Mililani. For Iolani. A little over a quarter of an hour left for either of these teams to find the winner. Manuel, the wide receiver on the football squad. Trying to showcase some of that speed, but he was slowed down. Dodge. Couldn't loop it over Suzuki to Williams, but Munier is able to find Micah. Suzuki defending well. Picks out Goorian. Dodge steps in. Still not settled. Shipley able to find it. Williams.
It's a handball.
That hung up on Simafranca. Free kick opportunity for Punahou here. Buff and Blue will talk this one over.
Franca comes through his chest. Whether it was or wasn't, the referee called it. And this is an opportunity for Punahou to capitalize on.
Mounier and Dodge stand over it.
It has been a tournament of set pieces.
We'll see what they opt to do. Mounier.
Oh!
just wide.
Wow. He hit that as well as he possibly could without it going in. Wow. So I don't know if Tanaka would have got to that if it was just a yard more inside.
Max Mounier, first team All-Hawaii last year, struck that near perfectly. This guy's a National Merit Scholar finalist. Waiting to hear back from the likes of Stanford and Princeton. Just a junior. Where he ends up in terms of school probably going to dictate whether or not he's going to play collegiately at the next level. About 18 inches, probably less, from giving Punahou the lead. Iolani's going to bring Simone quickly back on. 66th minute. Williams trying to finally settle it in midfield. Oishi couldn't steer it past Shipley. And Suzuki, nice job stepping in. Simone up ahead to Manuel. A little too much weight behind that ball. Short to it. Dodge trying to find Williams.
The game going very vertical. Not a whole lot of passes going across the field.
Takedo stepping in is Saito. It's going to be an Iolani throw. This is where Simone can be very dangerous. Oishi and Lee will trot forward. The two big center backs for Iolani. Iolani. Kawamura will be allowed to sub back on here. 6 Raiders in the area. Simone's throw low to the near post. Headed away by Daijo. Simone quickly back in. Kawamura couldn't run it down.
It's the right idea. It's the right service. Ball just takes a little bit of a skip towards the end line.
Take a look at some of the earlier action. We check the Enterprise scoreboard. Kinke Kaulike, 5th place in Division 1, defeating Hawaii Prep. Kapolei taking 3rd in D1 with the victory over Mililani. This one's played out wide for Shipley. Just offside. Makualani taking 5th place in D2 over Seabury Hall. And you had Kalaheo taking 3rd in D2. Then in the championship match, you saw it here. On Spectrum Kapa'a. 54th minute goal from La Gonzalez, the difference in that one. It's in that one. As the Warriors defeat St. Louis for the D2 Koa Trophy. Kawamura, bodied off by Kobashigawa. Well done by Evan Kobashigawa there. Fairfax able to locate in the midfield. Gussman trying to play it back to Matt Fairfax. This one's going to hang up. Moore couldn't settle. Simone. Again, Kobashigawa. Paying keen attention to Kawamura. And Puna with a man down in midfield. A three-man rotation at outside back for Puna, Santos, Kobashigawa, and Daijo. Santos pretty versatile. We've seen him on both sides of the field at right back and left back.
And one of the backs that do like to get into the attack. Him and Daijo. Just looks like just a cramp, hopefully.
Able to exit under his own power here. Each team taking this as a hydration break, if you will. It is very cool out there. Chilly evening.
It's probably ideal for some of the players that are playing the full 80 minutes. It's real comfortable.
64 degrees.
This is just the part about warming up. You know, some of those players that are coming off of the bench haven't played for 20, 25 minutes or since halftime.
So Puna is going to bring on La'a Salvani at right back. Salvani, the freshman, junior varsity call-up. Both his dad and uncle played for Puna in the 80s. Salvani, a baseball guy as well. Thrust in a pretty big moment here.
Yeah, so this is what, you know, we're talking about. Somebody that, you know, has not, you know, done much in this match. They're not warming up constantly in the back of the bench, or everyone is standing and just cheering on the team. Hasn't played for 70 minutes. Now he's playing right back in the state championship.
Had to go up high for that header. Dodge. Locates Moore. Now Daijo. Daijo trying to win it back. Go Orion. Park trying to link up with Kawamura. Lee steps in. Gussman will let that run. Wong Basurkum will come back on. And Mike's Engraving and Trophies is the official trophy provider of Spectrum OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, it's Mike's Engraving and Trophies, located behind Cutter Ford in Aiea. Saito and Wong Basurkum back in there, two central defenders. Kawamura settles well. Simone. Gorian got to that one. See if Iolani can build here. Suzuki. Gorian. Good touch to free up Sekito. Two runners as options. Sekito still with it. Tackled away by Saito and last touched by Sekito. Well done by Saito there for Puna.
Good touch there by Gorian to slip in Sekito.
Shore wanted to go quick. They got it to Gussman, but then he gives it away. Kawamura. Trying to find Sima Franca making a run up. So a little space vacated. Jacob Lee, acrobatic to get that clearance. Here's Shipley.
Oh!
Off the chest, it was dipping, but it's wide. Nearly a moment of brilliance that time from Liam Nichols Shipley.
And we've seen him hit quite a bit of shots like that. Saw one last night in the semifinals, and here off of a half volley. There is 1-versus-1 opportunities on the back post for Punahou. Just trying to find that man on the backside.
Stepping in Lee. Gussman and Suzuki battling. Kim Bastillos out there. Got it over to Kawamura. May have tugged at Wong Basurkum. A whistle in favor of Puna. 75th minute. Golden goal extra time looming.
This place is ready to explode. Somebody needs to find the back of the net.
You can tell the crowd getting a little antsy. Iolani credited with 10 shots in the first half, have not been able to find any in this second half. Well, this is going to be a throw for the Raiders. Wind picking up again. Blows from left to right, across the way. As we look at things at the backs of Iolani. Raiders trying to find Sima Franca on the left side. Buff and blue. Maybe dodge a little bit of an opportunity there for Iolani. Teddy Brule's going to come on. We saw him late in the semifinal as well. Another JV call-up, just a sophomore. He's sort of been all over the globe. Playing the game of soccer, Brazil, Spain, Mexico. Another young guy, Puna. Coach Trivanovic and his staff pretty excited about.
Maybe bring in some fresh legs to ensure clean up that central part of midfield.
Kim able to get to it. Wanted Kawamura. Defended well again.
Both teams really skipping that middle line, that midfield line. You know, it's a pretty tough position to play when the game is like that. It's high paced, going forward very quickly. And most of those central midfielders oftentimes want the ball at their feet. They don't enjoy, chasing after the ball, going over their heads and quickly going back to defend.
Simone checks back on. Sakita will get a breather. Almost firmly booted. Back up ahead. Past Kobashigawa. Here's Kim. And Busuricum comes over. Put that fire out. But Simone, another opportunity for a long throw.
Yeah, Lee and Oishi look at the Iolani bench, and is this a time to go or do I stay back? Late in this match, or deciding what you're going to play for. Looks like they're trying to attack here.
Simone, excellent throw. Shore, the punch away. Now an opportunity for Puna to counter. Williams, the lone man up. Mounier tried to spring him in quickly. Too much behind that. And it goes right to Tanaka. Simone maybe getting it up in some of those gusts. Got a pretty deep throw. Brule clipped. Saito, the quick restart. Santos back out there. Looking for Williams. And here's Brule.
It's going to be a reset back to go forward again. That's kind of been the name of the game this half.
We've seen them kind of play through Saito quite a bit. Puna hasn't been able to then link through the midfield all too much. Bypassing them in time. Gusman, it's a great ball from Mounier, but Gusman a half step offside.
That's exactly the spot that Gusman likes to be in. Looking for that cutting ball across. Scored like that against Kalani in the quarterfinals. Yesterday we saw him score getting behind on a set piece.
we hit the 80th minute in high school. Neither team finds a late winner. We would head to golden goal, extra time. Meeting number 4 of the year between these two old rivals. The first matchup way back in early December was a 1-0 victory for Puna. There are 2 other meetings. We saw 4 goals combined in a 2-2 draw, and then 5 goals in a 5-1, or excuse me, a 4-1 Puna victory to clinch the ILH title over Iolani. And here we are, nearly 80 minutes in, and neither team has been able to put one away. Couple of near misses for both squads, particularly Puna in this second half. So you've hit the 80. Second half stoppage time now. Gussman. Dispossessed.
And no shots for Iolani in this half. You've seen Puna kind of hit the side netting, top of the goal. This Raiders just haven't found anything offensively.
And they find something late. Shore had to take a little touch to make sure he was back inside the area that time, with Kawamura closing in. Did well. Now Wong Busaricum. Kawashigawa had it knocked away. Quickly on the throw. There's a free kick for Puna as Mounier was taken down. 82nd minute. A minute and a half in the second half stoppage time. Could this be a late opportunity for the Buff and Blue? This one driven. Back post. Tanaka there.
Put it just a tad too deep there. Easy one for Tanaka. Got to kind of hang that ball up in the air, force Tanaka to make a save in traffic.
And that'll take us to full time. 2 scoreless halves between these two. And the ILH rivals playing for a state title. Golden goal looms.
The Division I girls basketball tournament final score: Iolani 52, Puna 49. Boys title, Puna. Girls title, Puna.
Back with you here in Waipio. Golden goal overtime looming in the state championship match. Iolani 0, Puna 0 after 80 minutes. A look at the brackets up to this championship Saturday. Iolani 4-0 over Kaiser in the first round on Monday. Thursday's quarterfinals went up 2-0 on Hawaii Prep. Finished off Kamakani 2-1. And then a 3-2 victory over Kapolei yesterday in a scoring barrage midway through the second half. That saw Iolani score 3 goals in 10 minutes. Punahou, tight win over Kalani in the quarterfinal round. And then last night, having to go 2 penalty kicks against Mililani. Ended up winning that one after it was 2-2 after 100 minutes. And so Punahou for the second night will have to go a little extra. How far extra, we'll find out. Jordan Helly, Brent Murakami, glad to have you along with us. As we head into the extra session, we play 2 10-minute overtime periods. The teams will each have a shot at each end of the goal, unless, each end of the field, I should say, unless a goal comes. It is sudden death, golden goal. If we remain tied 0-0, after 20 more minutes of action, we would head to a penalty shootout.
And golden goal, you've got to love it. This is... Remind you, it's 64 degrees out there, but in that crowd, it must be pretty heated.
It has been a lively crowd. I think got increasingly antsy as the second half went on. A couple of chances for Punahou the last quarter hour or so. Iolani really unable to create a quality chance in the second half. Of course, they announced over the PA that Iolani had won the girls state basketball championship by 3 over Kamehameha over the Stan Sheriff Center. That sent the crowd into a little bit of a tizzy. Punahou in the all whites, Iolani in their reds. A goal wins it. Otherwise, we head to penalties.
And I hope somebody scores. It's just the best feeling for that team to win, and everyone can storm the field and the game's over. They don't have to wait any longer. Penalty kick shootout is a little tougher, you know, when you win. It's, you know, it could be, you know, one of your teammates, you know, missed and whatnot, so it's not that same joy.
And again, it is sudden death, golden goal.
In high school and college, it is golden goal.
The long throw from Simone. Skips toward the back post, header away. Punahou looking for state title number 21. High ball back and Shore calmly under it. Iolani looking for their 10th HHSAA crown in program history.
Oh.
See Shipley playing a little more central with Gussman and Williams, and Shipley called for the foul. Max Mounier, one of the captains, trying to talk it through. Shipley got that boot awfully high. Remember, he's sitting on a yellow card. And Zoishi bravely stood strong in that challenge. And Shipley, just a little talking to, remains in the contest. Of course, neither team would want to go down a man here in the extra session. Shipley and Dodge sitting on yellows for Punahou. Kawamura saw the lone caution for Iolani. This one flipped through. Can Kawamura get to it? He can. The cross may have took a little deflection. Cleared away. Nice job scrambling back by Punahou.
Same type of call there. Park got his foot high up on that ball. So referee calling it even.
Park able to get to the second ball here. Defended well by Santos, but Park gets it over to Kawamura. Kawamura weaving. Tees up the right foot. Out for a corner. Now the Raiders to play it in.
Opportunity here for the Raiders as well as the Buff and Blue if they can get one here and counter. Shipley is 1 versus 2 up top.
Simone drives it low near post. Played back in, and Oishi offside. Again, 2 10-minute periods as each team searches for the decisive goal. Oishi again, that athleticism, acrobatic at times to win some of these clearances.
Yeah, that's in the last game of the season. He's been throwing his body all over the place. He's got a knee brace on, he's got his wrist wrapped.
And Puna is going to bring Fairfax back on, and Shipley will exit. Possibly Coach Trifanovic maybe trying to refocus his star junior attacker, emotional player. Fairfax heads it down, right to Williams. Williams had Gussman cutting inside, played it a little too wide.
Yeah, that time Gussman coming in a little too early instead of staying wide, opening up some lanes.
Busarica muscling off Kawamura, but it's right to the feet of Gaorian. Now ball out wide, Simone. Saito played it back to Shore. Long boot to Fairfax. He was bumped by Lee. Buff and Blue wanting to go quick here. Our official Brandon Rivera will pull it back. So the foul occurred a little closer to midfield. Santos was a little dinged up in the second half. Will have to exit again. Raiden Daijo in his stead. Will operate at left back. Saito. Low driven ball. This one's cleared away. Dodge. On the ball now for Punaho. Wants Gussman. Stepping in is Lee. It's going to be a deep throw for Punaho.
Well, Gussman decides to jump out of the way on that one and looking to draw a foul in that penalty area. Go through that ball.
Gussman the throw over the head of Fairfax. Deep into the corner. Simone digs it out. Now Simone, the clearance. Not a great one. Falls to Mounier. Off the right foot, and that ends it! Max Mounier wins it for Punaho. Oh! And the Buff and Blue are state champs once again.
And really a mistake there by the Raiders. That ball's going out of bounds. They decide to try and save it, and almost a misclear. Finds Mounier in the middle of the field. He's been pretty quiet all year, all tournament. Comes up with the biggest goal of his career here for the Buff and Blue.
Excellent composure by Mounier. Sort of just fell to him, was able to settle, then a little half volley almost. And caught Tanaka maybe a little by surprise. Another look at it, our Taco Bell play of the game. Mounier picked his spot and couldn't have picked a better time. The golden goal to win it for Punaho.
And that joy to be able to rush that field after a well-hit ball.
Max Mounier. Coach Trifanovic said he is so important to this group. They maybe been held a little quiet. So good sitting back in that midfield as a distributor. Comes forward there. They get Iolani pinned back in deep. The clearance, not the best. And off a glancing header, it falls right to Mounier. Settled it just enough. Knew what he wanted to do. A little moment of brilliance there for Max Mounier. Step away, come back to wrap this one up as the Buff and Blue, a golden goal. The first overtime period, it's Max Mounier, clinching title number 21. Back in YPO Championship night at the Queens Medical Center, Boys State Soccer Championships. And in Division I, it is Puna for the 21st time in program history, and for the third time in the last 4 years, the Buff and Blue will raise the Koa Trophy 1-0. The golden goal from Max Mounier. About 5 minutes into the first extra time period, the difference in this one. What a match. The impact players in this contest. First up for Iolani, Isaac Tanaka, 8 saves. The freshman goalkeeper is going to be a huge part of the future as well for Iolani, and the Raiders come 1 win shy of getting to their 10th state championship. Nothing to hang their heads about for Chris Lee and his guys. What an impressive run through this state tournament. And our impact player on the other end for Punahou, Max Mounier. Tireless work in midfield, box to box, and then it fell to him just inside the 18. In that overtime period, just a little touch to settle, and then that quick volley, able to tuck it in over Tanaka for the championship winning goal. Max Mounier, our impact player for Punahou, and he is standing by down on the field, jumping on the headset with us. Max, thanks for taking a little time here, keeping you from the celebration. Talk us through that goal, man. It's 0-0 going all the way into overtime, and then kind of a scramble, kind of came out of nothing. The clearance glances right to you. And what's going through your mind as that ball falls to you?
I mean, I just saw it coming, and I knew I had to stay calm and stay relaxed. It was obviously overtime, and everyone's tired, and everyone's kind of, the adrenaline's pumping. So I really just saw it coming. Saw the defenders, knew I had to, it was a good shot. I knew I had my chance, and I just had to put it away.
Yeah, and for your group, Max, this has been a group all season long that has been so high performing, and then you get into the semifinals in the championship match. You get forced to extra time yesterday, penalties all the way through to advance. And then tonight again, what kind of toll has this taken? And just talk to us about the mental toughness of your group of fighting through the last couple of nights.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all starts in training. I mean, we train hard every single day. The fitness-wise, we're training every day, and that's a big part of it. And then our mental game, I think we were just mentally strong. We knew we could take it. We knew what we were playing for. We wanted it, and we just wanted a little bit more than they did.
Max, incredible finish on that championship winning goal. Go celebrate with your team, my man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Max Mounier, our impact player for Punahou. Brent, that finish kind of developed, you had the feeling it was going to take something like that, something that just a break here or there. And then when the break came to Mounier, he wasn't going to waste it.
Yeah, I was taking advantage of that opportunity. A ball fell at him. Some players will look to just whack that ball as hard as they could, 18 yards away. But good half volley. You could tell he kind of took a little bit off of it, just put enough pace on it, and that fell under the crossbar. But nothing for Iolani to be ashamed of, and a well-fought, hard tournament by Punahou.
Yeah, and you talk about the Raiders, and this group, they've got some youth, right? We've seen Gori and Tanaka, 2 of the freshmen out there. They've got some other guys that will be back, Simone and company. This was a great opportunity for Iolani to get back to the top of the mountain, and it's always just such a bitter pill to swallow when you get that close.
Yeah, and look at Tanaka, just a freshman, and he's there, not hanging his head, almost consoling some of the upperclassmen and thanking them. And there you see Oishi, smiling, knows he had a great tournament, and it's going to be a tough road for them. They probably had the toughest road from the get-go, and maybe no one really expected them to be here, but a good fight by the Raiders.
That wraps up another fun season of soccer coverage for us here at Spectrum. Always a pleasure working with you, my friend. Punahou in Division I, 1-0 in extra time. Max Mounier, the winner. Trophy in D2, defeating St. Louis. Congratulations to the Warriors and Buff and Blue. That'll do it for us from YPO. For Brent Murakami, Jordan Hilly, and the rest of the hardworking folks here at Spectrum, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Aloha.